here we go with lesson 3, chapter 1, lesson 3, variables and expressions. So similar to what we did in lesson 2, except now we're making them algebraic expressions where we will be using variables in addition to our numbers and operations. So another vocabulary word here. An algebraic expression. First off, expression again meaning no equal sign. So algebraic expression, just like a numerical expression, and it is an expression with numbers and operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But to make it an algebraic expression, we now also have variables. So we would define a variable where a variable is something that replaces, or we use to replace, an unknown value with a letter. So a variable represents an unknown value. We typically use a letter. So some examples, we could use g plus 3, 5 times m. Notice there is no multiplication symbol here. 5m means that it's 5 times m. 7 minus x. X is our most popular variable. And finally, a minus 3 divided by 10. So multiple steps there, but still including that variable. Okay, so when we're giving a verbal expression, we want to translate each phrase into an algebraic expression. Your first step is to define your variable. So if we look at part A, $3 more than the cost of a sandwich. So what is our unknown here? Our unknown is the cost of the sandwich. So to define that variable, let S, we choose S this time, let S be the cost of a sandwich. You must start with this step each time. So let S be the cost of a sandwich. Now, more than, there's our operation. More than means we are adding. So our expression would be S plus 3. $3 more than the cost of a sandwich. S plus 3, or 3 plus S. Part B, Mari had $2 and made $6 an hour babysitting. So what don't we know this time? We don't know how many hours she babysat. So let H be the number of hours. Let H be the number of hours. Now she had $2 and made $6 an hour babysitting. So if she had $2, we're going to start with that $2. Now she's making $6 an hour more, so plus $6 per hour, that means multiply, so plus 2H. 2 plus 6, 6H. 2 plus 6H. There's our expression there. Alright, some more examples here. Stephanie divided 48 flowers evenly among bouquets. Write an expression that represents the number of bouquets. We want to start off by defining our variable. What do we know? We do not know. We don't know the number of bouquets, so let B be the number of bouquets. So B is our variable this time. She started with 48 flowers. She's dividing them evenly. 48 divided by B. Now notice I use the fraction bar instead of the division symbol. So as I said in the previous lesson, fractions represent division. So there's our expression. That's all it asks you to find with the algebraic expression. So number 2, a scuba trip costs $80 plus $45 for each diver. Part A, write an algebraic expression to find the total cost. So what don't we know? We know that the trip costs $80 and $45 per diver. What we don't know is how many divers. So let D be the number of divers. Now our expression, we know that it costs $80 no matter what, plus, it even gives you the plus there, $45 for each diver. Anytime it's for each or per, that's our multiplication, so 45D. There's our expression, 80 plus 45D. Now for part B, evaluate the expression for 6 divers. Make sure you show your work. When we show our work, we always start by rewriting our expression. So 80 plus 45D, back from part A. Now to evaluate, we want to decide, what do we now know? We know there are 6 divers, so we're going to substitute that 6 in for D. To show that substitution step, 80 plus 45 times 6. Now we follow our order of operations. Multiplication comes first. 45 times 6 is 270. So 80 plus 270. We add those together, we get 350. We want to check our labels. We talk about cost, so we're going to label that with a dollar sign. So $350 for 6 divers. And last up, number 3, 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. Write an expression that represents the number of inches for any given number of centimeters. Anytime it's any given number, that means we're going to need a variable. So what do we know? 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So any given number of centimeters, there's our unknown. We're going to define our unknown. Let C be the number of centimeters. So then our expression, if 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, then how would we find out how many 10 inches are, or 5 inches, or in this case, any given number? We're going to be multiplying. So 2.54 times C, because we do not know what C is. Now again, notice there is no multiplication symbol here. When we're working with variables and you see a number right next to a variable, that represents multiplication, so that's all you have to put. So our expression, 2.54C, it does not ask to evaluate, so that is the end of that problem and the end of this lesson.